Hi, this is David Myers, Community Liaison and activist for Great Futures Family Services, and I wanted to talk to you a few moments about a conversation I had a while back ago with some colleagues of mine that really stuck with me. It was pertaining to today's youth culture, and it strikes me as odd and disclaimer because I personally believe this narrative to be false, but the general consensus today is that children in low income and urban areas are just completely off the chain. Teenagers are more disrespectful to their parents than ever before. There's an unmatched indifference towards authority and towards the elderly. There's such a lack of communication skills, and the list goes on. Now, I'm an 80s baby, and one of the many sayings I remember grown folks tossing back and forth was monkey see, monkey do. And never mind referring to a child as a monkey, which has all kinds of racist connotations to it. The premise of this particular saying is someone repeating the identical actions of another. So to all the ones that have so much negativity and shade to throw on this up and coming generation, I ask this: where did this generation first hear foul language? Where did this generation first see disrespect towards another, or towards authority, or towards women? Where did this generation first learn to mimic the stone cold stare that's given to someone when they're in need? Let's be honest, because once the blame game has been done being played, and once the last finger is done being pointed, there will always be three more fingers pointing back at the potential root cause of the issue. But what are some other issues that are affecting the ones that we should be protecting? And one area that can't be overlooked and should be spoke on is the hidden agendas and underlying motives that fuel the constructs of this so-called great country that we're living in. Because behind the guise of God bless America, this country has been one of the most immoral, dishonest, corrupt, cold-hearted, and indifferent world powers in modern history. And we see it on a beyond regular basis. CEOs getting indicted for scams, presidents getting impeached or rallies being held for their impeachment, congressmen and congresswomen getting exposed for personal acts of indiscretion. But how does all of these less than reputable actions connect back to our children? And it is these ill intentions and questionable principles that are indoctrinating our precious children via the curriculum that's being taught, or shall I say pushed on them in our school system. You know, whatever happened to it takes a village to raise a child? It used to be an unspoken rule, especially if you had children yourself, that if you saw someone else's little ones stepping out of line or acting up, then it then became your responsibility to correct them and bring it to their parents' attention. But now it seems as though for one reason or another, we've cashed in our neighborhood unified parenting chips and left the molding and sculpting of our young ones to people in power that obviously don't have our best intentions at heart. But what's another issue that's greatly affecting our children today? Well, I believe one to be social media. You know, most mature adults use it for business, networking, connecting with friends or family, or posting pics of delicious food you just ordered at a restaurant. But I don't think parents and guardians of today really understand or realize the extreme negative effects it can have on a mind that's still so highly impressionable and still figuring out who they really are. I mean, social media is literally stripping away the innocence, the creativity, the unrealized potential, and the endless possibilities of our children to be genuinely great, and it's replacing it with nonsense, self-hate, a sense of false identity, which ultimately leads to a loss of self. And it's pushing our children to be more materialistic and superficial, rather than artistic and beneficial in today's society. Starting at a young age, children should be told that they are beautiful or handsome, that their opinions and feelings matter, and that they are smart and uniquely their own individual. And these words should be coming from the ones closest to them and not from a TV show or an app on a tablet. What do you think subconsciously it does to a child when every time they take a picture on their phone, there's an option to edit it, lighten or darken their skin complexion, change the color of their eyes, manipulate the size or shape of their body, add accessories to it that their parents are unable to purchase? Then they attach their self-worth to an already false representation of who they think they are and post it on a site in hopes to be validated by people that they've never even seen before. And it's this type of unchecked behavior that's regulating the confidence and self-esteem of our children today. Which brings me to the last and possibly biggest issue that's greatly affecting our children today. You know, the household is supposed to be a child's first line of defense, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's supposed to be a place where sound morals are planted and consistently watered and cultivated. What's right and what's wrong, what's love and why hate, how to give, how to care, and how to effectively communicate emotions and feelings, as well as being taught manners. And the list goes on. You know, the household is where the bricks to a strong foundation for greatness are first laid. But what happens when the foundation is weak and lacking, or worst off, no foundation at all? And this is what makes Great Futures Family Services such a rare jewel in and around the Detroit area, particularly the Parents Club aspect of our program. You know, it's not only engaging to fathers and mothers that participate in it, but the topics that we touch, it really gets to the root of a lot of the issues that's contributing to the broken home phenomenon across the country. And this is why we have adopted and really live by the motto, making futures great, one family at a time. Because someone's got to sound the alarm. Someone's got to start asking the right questions, and someone's got to start putting the work in order for change to manifest for the sake of our children and their children's children as well. This has been David Myers, Community Liaison and Activist for Great Futures Family Services. And if you'd like to connect with us, our business number is 313-737-0018. You can email us at info@greatfuturesfamilyservices.org and check out our website at www.greatfuturesfamilyservices.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to get the latest and greatest info in solid family building techniques, health and wellness, and motivational pick-me-ups. Have a great day. Peace.